drifting a little bit. I'll do a little correction. Well, there we go. Oh yeah, I gotta get onto rate 3. Forgot about that. Dog. Oh, and here's the nemesis of all my drones. Please, baby. Please leave the drone alone. Little bitty quadcopter just wants to have some fun, just like you, right? We'll just have to keep it above you. Oh, come on now. Come on. Yeah, rate 3 gives you just enough punch that you can recover from any sloppiness. But I find the rate 1 and 2 is just not enough. Right now I'm just doing line of sight just to practice with this particular quad. Good girl. Now we can do some flips, I guess. Boy, it turns on a dime. Ooh, didn't have quite enough juice to recover there. Yeah, it's fully charged battery, it should. I'm thinking of doing those upgrades. Maybe I need to give it a little juice. Just after, okay. That was better. All right, let's just go back. Whoop, watch out, buddy. Didn't want to fly it through you. Didn't want to fly it through you, little bud. Can we take off from your bed? Oh, yeah, we can. This is a much softer place than my office to test this thing because I can land it on couches and cushions and blankets. And yeah, the place is a mess, I'm sorry. Oh! Yeah, what if we just want to do like... Whoa now, don't touch. Hey, hey, don't you paw that. We'll go in hover mode. Watch out, you little bitch. Hey, get back. Get back. Whoops. I will eventually try some FPV, but for now, I just need to get the handling of the quad down. Anyway, I'm getting it. Getting there. I need to keep practicing. Okay, we're going to put it on rate 2 because that seems to be the best compromise, and I'm just going to kind of hover around a little bit. Now you see how I've got a lot more control over this drone than the DR1. Because when I hit that up button, it actually goes up. Even if it's falling, so hover. Trim you back a little bit. Sorry, baby, I know. Banging on your cage is not nice. Okay, we're going to go up to rate 3 just so that I've got a bit more power. I know, honey, I'm sorry you can't play right now. Just filming for a minute, okay? And then I'll let you out of there. Whoopsie. See, this is the problem without me flying on the sight, or excuse me, without me using the FPV goggles. I'm just really trying to get a feel for the throttle of the drone. Somewhere where I can't break it too badly. Yeah, hovering. Just getting a bit of drift. Yeah, baby, I know. And I know these things fly better dynamically and all that, but you can see my studio is very small. So what we're trying to do is just getting a feel for it without killing things. Whoops. Okay. Look at that, I recovered. Nice. Whoops, that was a little hard. Sure pivots fast, which is cool. Kind of fun to just fly it like that. Little hovercraft. Well, when it's floating close to the ground, you get air effect, so it gives it a bit of a cushion. You'll notice it's just kind of floating there. As soon as it goes off the edge, it'll fall. Anyway, this thing's better than I expected, I guess. There, have a look. Eachine E013. Yeah, not bad. All right, well, hi everybody. Glad to see you back. So, for those of you who haven't watched my unboxing of the Eachine E013, please go ahead and do that. I will put a link over there. So basically, it is a ready-to-fly FPV drone. Hey, quiet. Quiet. You want out? Now be quiet. You may hear my dog whining. I'm sorry. She's restless. We're all restless because of the bloody rain and snow and freezing rain. It's been pretty miserable weather here, so we've been cooped up a lot. Anyway, so the Eachine E013, or just the 13 as I'll call it, they have different names for it. Small Pepper, Little Chili, Cardinal, Red Sparrow. Anyway, there's all kinds of names they've decided to call it. Whatever you call it, the E013 is, I think it's a pretty good choice for a ready-to-fly FPV set. Now, I still haven't mastered the use of the goggles, and that's because I'm still flying inside, to be honest. And that is also because of the Canadian weather. There's just so much snow right now that if I fly outside, I'm going to likely lose this. It's such a small drone, and the snow is so deep that this thing will be, if I drop it, boom, it's gone. And that'll be the end of it. And this did cost me almost $100 for the whole kit, so I really want to kind of save it and utilize it when the weather's a bit nicer. However, I've been flying indoors in the studio and just kind of trying, practicing hovering, a few flips and things like that, and really just getting a feel for how the 13 performs. And I'll give you a comparison. So I'm also reviewing the AirHogs DR1, which, to be honest, is a nice looking little drone, and it claims to be sort of the same thing, a ready to fly FPV kit where you can broadcast the action on live stream and all that. But unfortunately, I don't know, I'm just not finding it quite as maneuverable and as handy as this little fella. I think the big difference is this is old technology, whereas this has got some of the later developments. The smaller engines, they're both brushed motors, so they're not brushless or anything by any means. But this size of this one and the motors relative to its weight give it some decent power. You'd think this one would be more powerful with the larger motors, but then the extra weight seems to really offset that. So I find this drops out of the sky very fast, and it doesn't have enough power to recover, whereas if this thing is falling fast, if I nail the throttle, boom, it floats and I can get it back. Which is important, because if you don't have enough power to catch these things when they fall, you're going to hit hard, and after, a number of those hits, you're going to break it, and then you've got no FPV drone anymore, right? So I say when you're trying to learn how to fly these things, take your time, go slow. Try just hovering. Do it maybe over your bed where it's soft and you can bounce it a little bit. You know, this one looks cool, but I just can't quite get the hang of this yet. It's just, there's not enough power, I don't think, for this. So anyway, we'll put that aside for another review. But I thought I'd show the comparison of the size. Anyway, I'm very pleased with this. These are real FPV goggles, and they deliver a pretty darn good signal. And what I'll do is I'll turn on the system so that you guys can see what they look like inside. And let's see, we'll get the drone plugged in. It's not at full power because I was just flying it, but just so you get a chance to see what the camera looks like. Okay. Let's see. Okay. There we go. So hopefully you can actually see in there. You actually get a reasonably good view. It's a small screen, obviously, and you've got a 4:3 aspect ratio, so it's not a big wide screen. So, but anyway, yeah. And I mean, despite me wearing glasses, I just take my glasses off and I don't have any problem at all. So I'm not going to launch the drone, but I will put these on. And I've got a good field of vision. There's that little fella. My hands in front of it. So now I can see. I'm just seeing through the drone. Pick up my glasses, pick up my hat, you know. So you can see pretty well, is what I'm saying. Anyway, so $100, I think it's well worth the money. Now, the one problem I did have is that if you're trying to go directly from Eachine to Canada, they'll ship the drone with battery, but they won't ship you extra batteries directly from China to Canada. For whatever reason, there's some kind of issue right now they're having. Doesn't seem to be a problem from China to America. I haven't heard of any. But you can't get spare batteries from Eachine directly to Canada. That was kind of annoying. So I've had to find other sources for spare batteries. So anyway, not a huge issue, but still something you need to think about if you're trying to fly this thing, because when you're learning to fly FPV, flying on one battery at a time, you only get a few minutes, right? So it's a very, very short learning experience. And then, you know, if you do it an hour later or a day later, you don't feel quite as confident. So, and you may have to retrim the aircraft, which takes a minute, and you lose some flight time. So I highly suggest getting a bunch of batteries if you can, and flying multiple batteries in a row to try to really practice and get your skills up. Anyway, I think this is going to be a really fun little machine. Now, part 2 of this is going to be that I'm going to do some upgrades in mods. So, I bought a new frame. I bought 5 new batteries, but they're slightly higher milliamp hour, so a little bit more power. What else? Oh, I'm also going to be, I think there's another mod I'm going to do. Anyway, I'll list the video. It's another YouTuber who did this list of mods, and it really made a big difference in the performance of his quad, with a bit more power, a bit more rigid frame so that it can take better hits, and really all for just a few bucks. I think the frame was like $2 or $3, and the batteries are a couple of bucks a piece, sort of thing. Again, all from China, but from different places where for some reason they can ship to Canada and others can't. So I still don't understand that, but anyway, there it is. So anyway, small pepper, cardinal, little chili, squeak squeak my dog says, whatever you want to call it. It's a pretty good little drone, so I'd highly recommend it. I wouldn't give it a 9 out of 9. I think I'm going to, well, I don't know. To be honest, you know, for the value you get for $100, it is kind of hard to beat this. Anyway, I'm still conducting the review. This is just kind of an update and touching base with you guys who are interested in knowing what's going on with this thing. Yeah, so we'll see what happens. It may end up being a 9 out of 9 for me. Why 9? If you haven't watched my other videos, because the name's Asgard Studios, right? I like Norse mythology, and 9 is a magical number in Norse, groups of 3s. So anyway, so my rating system's 1 to 9. So you just, you know, obviously convert that to percentage, and you'll have a... What are you chewing on? No! Oh my god. My dog just took the other DR1 drone and started chewing on it. She is really misbehaving. Well, let's hope it still runs. I see some scrapes. Jeez. Oh boy. Anyway. This video is going to need some heavy editing. Tell you that. Anyway, so my recommendation so far is go buy one. Order one. They're a lot of fun. Try to find yourself some extra batteries somewhere. Highly recommend that. Other than that, go get one. Buy it. Fly it. And don't forget, keep your shield wall up.